Hi guys, we Bob here, and I am down the beach on a walk, and I've got a different jacket on today. I put the microphone back up closer to my mouth so that you can hear me. A couple of people behind me taking pictures and stuff. There's a kind of a tanker on the horizon, and yeah, so I might actually walk left and then walk right. We'll see. It's very calm, very lovely day, and I figured having done a wee beach vlog in about a week. Last time was to do with the 90s stuff, and so I just thought I'd put my thoughts and feelings down on video and come down the beach, listen to the waves coming in, even though they're really small today. And you could probably walk out, to be fair, this is really shallow here, you could probably walk out a good 500 metres, maybe even, before you actually got deep. Might be a wee bit different today because the tide is probably out, so I'm probably already like quite a few hundred metres in. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? It's week 5 I think for me on technically in lockdown, working from home, and it's still going okay for me. I mean, the first few days ago was the first time I felt that it was frustrating me a wee bit. I was just listening to Blue Tonic a wee bit there, and he was talking about the same issue. And the weird thing about this lockdown is, I was looking at it this morning, is that I don't want life to go back to normal. Certainly not the normal that we had before, where everybody's pursuing a buck to the detriment of everybody else, and the world's just got to pass away, and footballers get paid millions and millions of pounds while other people who are of value get paid very little. And I don't really want the world to go back to that way. I think it will, but I don't want it to. That's a fire engine up on the promenade bit up there. So yeah, I don't really want life to go back to the normal that we had before. I mean, I like playing football, soccer for those in America, but I don't watch it, so it's not a big loss in terms of football not being on the TV for me, or being able to go to a game, because I never do. I love playing soccer or football, though I used to, and I can't play anymore. It really makes me kind of sad. But this whole business side of the sport really put me off, and then the diving and the rolling about in the ground for 4 years before you get back up really annoyed me. I used to like the old type of football where you were in to play the game, you weren't in to try and get points of falling to the ground and acting like an idiot. And that's really what put me off watching kind of soccer and football. It's weird because Plutonic was talking about how he doesn't like talking about it for too long, and I probably agree. I'm not really into talking about football for a long period of time because it's just not something that I enjoy. But it is one of those things that you see in the news a lot, and you're thinking, well, why would I want the world to go back to a place where footballers are getting paid stupid amounts of money? Now, I don't disagree that footballers should get paid a decent wage, and they should probably get paid an enhanced wage because of how long that their career can last for. And I understand that that's why partly they get paid the amount of money that they do, is because they've obviously got a short-lived time in the game before they're either too old or get dropped, and they might only have 5 years in the spotlight. But that doesn't mean they should be getting paid hundreds of millions or tens of millions every year. To my mind anyway, you should be getting paid a standard wage. Now, that might be a bit socialist for some people in a capital world, but yeah, it doesn't make any great deal of sense to me, the fact that you need to pay these players that amount of money. Maybe I've got it wrong, maybe I'm not looking at it from all the angles of having to work away from home, but everybody has to do that. Loads of people have to do that. Loads of people have to work in oil rigs and away from home. So yeah, a bit of a rant there about footballers. But the point of I was trying to make was that struggling with, we're 5 weeks into this, and I'm sure more social creatures than me are really struggling with this. I have always been a introvert, quiet, don't really enjoy the socialising aspect, and for me, and for a lot of people like me, I think people who are more introverted will be feeling that they can take a breath, feeling that there's no pressure for them to be pulled into the world of money making and slogging your heart out to get out and about and having to go to face-to-face meetings. And we've seen a glimpse of a different type of world that can be put in place, and I really don't want to lose it. Obviously I don't want people dying from a virus, and I want us to get back to having the options to do those things, but I also don't want things to go back to the normal that we had before, because I just felt like an alien in this world in some ways. We're going out to I like going around the shops and going around and picking out food stuff and having a wee browse at gaming stuff, and I'm not saying that you should take that away from people who like football. I just don't understand why. I don't understand the aspects of football the way it was. Different from, like, in the soccer world, it's different. I'm going back to football here, but American football seems it's like a big business thing as well. And again, I don't agree with the wages that people get paid based on how much everybody else gets paid. Yeah, you're a superstar, but so are surgeons, so are doctors, so are nurses who work in wards, who can stomach things that a lot of us just can't stomach. I've turned into the window a wee bit, so hoping that doesn't wreck the audio. But I mean, I couldn't work as a nurse because I just don't have the stomach to deal with that type of job. I probably couldn't be a doctor anywhere in the health institute because I just don't have that mentality. So I mean, these people are superstars in their own right, and they're superstars because of the work that they do, and there's a lot of people behind them as well. You hear about the NHS staff, but there is other people who are, and this isn't saying I'm a superstar or anything like that, but there's all the people behind the superstars. There's the people who deal with the electrical side, because you can't have a hospital without having an electrical engineer or an electrician to fix the bits that go wrong or design the system in the first place. And you can't have these things, you can't have post and couriers, and you need everybody. It's a big web of ability, and I just don't want us to go back and forget about all that stuff. And my kids used to ask me all the time, they used to say to me, Dad, what does lest we forget mean? And I used to have to try and explain to them. I used to say, well, people gave their life to protect the country, and they had to stand up to an evil villain. That sounds kind of too comic booky. That's not really what I mean, but they had to stand up against the Nazi regime, and a different view on the world from what most people would think was agreeable. And lots of people lost their lives. Lots of people were affected. Families lost themselves. People were lost because they were moved, and just all the tragedies of war that happened in the Second World War. And the saying that you see in all the kind of memorials around here is lest we forget. And I just feel kind of was able to explain to my kids what that means. So lest we come out of this and we forget what has happened, lest we forget the heroism of the people who are there in the background that you've never really thought about before, but they're in front and centre just now, between the immunologists, the viral people. I mean, my wife's doing biomedical science, so she'll be working in a lab at some point in the future. And lest we forget that these people are essential to all those things that you love. I mean, if you'd said to somebody we're going to stop the football season a few months ago, people would have thought you were mad. And I get that there's passion, I get that that's people's hobbies, and you do need art. I believe that. I mean, I'd like drawing, I like art, and I do believe that art plays a big role in mental health. But you do have to ask yourself, if you were pushed to the limit as to what was required, entertainment and sports fixtures and all that type of stuff would be certainly down the list, at least until you get your society back up. And I feel like that's where our society was. Our society was so far beyond after the war. We get back, we get rations, we get food stamps, and people started building and manufacturing, and we started to kind of polluting the world to a certain extent, but at the same time being innovative, and then realising that we were doing wrong and trying to reverse that a wee bit. But you also realise that we as a country anyway, and I know that every country is the same, but it should be that every country is able to sustain without the requirement to ship overseas the basic needs. And yeah, so I guess a bit of a, again as normal, a serious vlog, not about gaming as such. And I just wanted to kind of spill my thoughts, because I was looking this morning, I had like on Google, I googled something like, I don't want life to go back to normal. And what I mean, just to kind of reiterate that, is that I don't mean that people die of a virus. I'm saying that, say we get this virus under control, there's another virus, there's COVID-20, or there's COVID something, or there's some other flu that's going to come along and absolutely wipe us out, and it needs to be recognised that you need people working on these things, and you need to give them the recognition that they deserve, or at least an equal recognition. And yeah, like I say, that's very socialist and very left wing, I suppose. Now, I definitely am not a entirely left wing person, probably sit left of right personally, talking about politics here. And so yeah, I just think the world, I think you should give to people who don't contribute to society or to the village. I mean, I just think about the world as a village, and that we should really treat it like a village, that if you live in a village somewhere, you're expected to pull your weight, and I think if people pull their weight, they should be given the correct reward for that, whether you be the fisherman going out onto the sea to bring home the food and then getting cooked for you by the cook. Those people have a purpose and a requirement, and you need the joker later on with a guitar to sing you a song and cheer up your mood and bring light-heartedness to the world, to bring meaning to the world. You need all the artists, you need the footballer to go and play amazing football and to entertain you, and that's not my argument. It's just when you put in context the arguments about, especially in Scotland, the arguments that you see, oops, I think I pressed a button there, the arguments you see in the separateness, and the same is going to work. I mean, I have done more work in the past 5 weeks than probably I would have got done in 3 months in my work. I might be a bit of an exaggeration, but ultimately I've had the peace and quiet to really focus on what I need to focus on, and it's been nice, and I would like the balance there. No, I feel like when before this whole thing, you'd voice your opinion about where work could take place and how work should be done, and it was never listened to until people were forced into. I mean, I remember writing an email saying I can work from home without any problems, and people just didn't believe it from what I gathered. And I can understand that not everybody can work from home and not everybody can do that, but in my job I can. And I tried to say, look, the open office thing, it was another article I was reading this morning, somebody saying about how travelling to Philadelphia for a face-to-face meeting, who requires that? You don't require that anymore. We will learn how to be better at etiquette of Zoom meetings or WhatsApp meetings or whatever type of meetings we have. We will adapt and we will learn as we've had to. We've been forced into it. And it's the same as Parliament working from a video call. It's possible, yes. Communication is different from what you're used to, but you will relearn how to do it. And I mean, I was thinking that we're doing meetings online for my work, and the Scottish Government's got this thing where you press the speak button, and I'm just like, why do we not have that button also on our screen to say I've got my hand up? And no, but it helps with video conferencing because you don't know who's going to speak. There's not the body language that you can normally see to see that, and sometimes the structure isn't there for the meeting to take place in a particular way. And I just think there's ways that we can adapt and learn and still have productive conversations, work conversations, without the need to meet face to face. I still expect to have to go into my work to do surveys and get the information I need and to interact with other engineers and to have that connection, because most of my people I know most about are my work colleagues, because I've worked with them for quite a number of years and see them more often than I do my family, and definitely more than my extended family. So it is just, I mean, it's beautiful out here. It's not a big boat. I wish cameras would work the way your eyes did. So yeah, we've just been working away, doing normal work, and also watching movies, doing gaming. So I was playing Days Gone, struggling with it a wee bit, but I think I know I've moved on to gaming here, so people might turn off away from my views on Lest We Forget. But yeah, gaming, I was playing Days Gone and it's been good. But it's just not gripped me the same way that Red Dead Redemption did. And I know people slated it, but there's also people who love it. And I don't hate it, it's a bit more shallow, and I don't know whether I need to kind of lower myself. It's weird because I can go and play Mario, or I can go play an 8-bit game or a 16-bit game without worrying about all the details of an open world game. I think the issue with Days Gone is that it's in the same ilk as Red Dead Redemption, so you end up with expectations, and the expectations don't get fulfilled and things don't feel quite the same, and you can batter through and have an absolute belter of a game. I had that with Sleeping Dogs, which I started playing and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't like how the car physics works. It's not like GTA, and I want to play GTA car physics, and it wasn't like that, but I stuck with the game and I loved it. It's one of the best games I've ever played, was Let Sleeping Dogs Lie. I'd like to go back and play again. Mad Max was brilliant. I don't know, Mad Max just caught my attention straight away. So yeah, gaming's been ongoing, watching movies. Yeah, I try to watch my screen here so that I don't end up with a horizon at a weird angle, because I end up having to correct it. I started drawing again. My wife's birthday's coming up, so she's going to need something drawn, or she doesn't need something drawn. The idea was I would draw something for a birthday present, and it's a big birthday for her, a big 4-0. So yeah, I need to get that drawing done very quickly. But I'd started looking at John Harris, I think, who's the artist who did the Spectrum manual covers, and I watched a video online. It was amazing. I can't even remember, but if you just put John Harris, you can go to his kind of official website, and there's a video of him talking about his artwork, and his artwork is just amazing. It's just sci-fi, eat your heart out. And so I'm just trying not to soak my socks. But yeah, I am enjoying lockdown, and I know that's not a sentence that should really be said, but I feel I can breathe. I feel can relax. I feel I can pursue with a clear mind what I'm trying to pursue. Still working away, still working hard, and yeah, it's been nice. I mean, it's taken away a bit of the stress of school exams as well. I keep jumping around on the topics here, so apologies for that, but certainly we would normally have been maybe arguing or being tense about the kids' exams coming up, trying to make sure that they do their best, and not overly, but do the best that they can do. I mean, I didn't do great at school, but I've got my university honours, and I had to work my arse off to get that, because my brain's not quite as adaptable as some people's. But I think that comes through in a different way, that your work ethic is different, perhaps, from somebody who just naturally is talented. Doesn't make you the best, doesn't make you as good, but your work ethic and your hard work pay off. So yeah, it's been nice to just chill out about that fact. And I, on a kind of lockdown front, I wore a mask for the first time going to shops yesterday. I was listening to Blue Tonic, who said it's becoming mandatory maybe in America. I think it'll become mandatory in all honesty, unless you've got medical reasons not to. And the weird thing for me was I felt so awkward. He was mentioning about how your granny knitted you a jumper when you were a kid, and you would have to wear it, and especially if you had to wear it out to like a restaurant because you were going for a nice meal with your auntie or whatever. It was just that way as a kid. You're like, oh my goodness, I hope nobody from my school is anywhere near here because I cannot be seen with this knitted jumper on with a deer on it, or a lovely bunch of trees, or my name, a big R, like something from Harry Potter. So yeah, wearing the mask was awkward, and I think I maybe seen family member and I kind of put my head down, tried to hide my identity, and I'm not too sure whether it was or wasn't. But yeah, it was just awkward. My daughter was with me, she was wearing a mask as well. Hers was cooler than mine though. Hers was like a proper made mask. Mine was like a mask you would wear, just a bog standard B&Q dusk mask. Kind of a dust mask. So yeah, it's now been blabbing for 21 minutes. It's quite amazing when you start talking and you think, I'm going to come up with something to talk about, and you just don't shut up. So anyway guys, I'll probably leave it there because I'm getting to the end of the beach. It's been lovely out here, it is lovely out here, but I'm only allowed out for about an hour. And I need to head back up the road, so I'm going to walk all the way along towards those white houses and then turn back. So hope you guys are well, stay safe, and be well. Cheers, wee Bob is out.